All right, guys, welcome back. Sorry for the break. I think I might have killed Zoya. You okay there, buddy?
Yeah, I'll be good.
I was like, you gonna unmute or are you gonna stay? Anyways, if you're just joining us, this is the Heroes Spring Qualifier, ESL Heroes Spring Qualifier. It's the second one for North America, leading up to the regionals in Los Angeles. The top two teams from this will qualify for that regionals. And we are about ready for Ninjahood, the victors of our last series, versus Cognitive Gaming, who nearly qualified last week in a close series versus Cloud9.
Yeah, I think there's only really like what people are expecting to be one guaranteed qualifier, team qualifying from this, and I think everyone's looking at Cognitive, to secure that spot. Last week, people didn't know where everyone stood, so there was even a little bit of doubt about Bob Ross and Cloud9 making it. I think going into this week, based off last week's performances, everyone is looking at Cognitive and saying, "Yep, they're making it this time."
Yeah, for those of you guys who maybe have been a little bit out of touch with the scene, Cognitive is this amalgamation of three teams, really, from last year, in that they have two members from the old Murloc Geniuses, two members from the old Cognitive, and then one member from the old Complexity 2. So this like super team that was made after Heroes Rising. And last qualifier was really the place where we were looking to see how that team would do. They haven't had a ton of time together, and they've been practicing really hard, though, and it showed in their matches, especially versus Cloud9 last week.
Yeah, it did. It did. It's something I kind of joked about on Town Hall, but finally enough teams have disbanded that all of the good players are on one team again, and that's definitely the case with this team. I mean, Cattle has always been considered a great warrior. When he
And
tried
shot
out.
caller.
And Shot Caller, yeah. When he tried out for Tempo Storm, we were very, very impressed with him. But at the time, he was like doing a package deal type thing, so we didn't really want to do like a two for type deal.
Then we have Glaurung and Iacona, known from the Cognitive of old, if you will, as a support and flex player. And Glaurung is known for making plays. That's what he's known for. And then we also have Faye and Koth and Luck from the old Murloc Geniuses as the ranged damage dealers, and they're really impressive. Like the number of heroes that they can play, their hero pool. But the draft has started, so let's hop over and check it out.
Yep, Cognitive looking like they're going to be banning out that Falstad. Going to go ahead and remove him as an option. Based off the current meta, I think Falstad is a good ban versus Cognitive play style, and we'll talk more about that as the draft goes on. I don't want to spoil things because I do have a feeling I know what Cognitive is going to run, and it's going to be something that is kind of a throwback to an older style that people might get excited for.
Oh yeah.
Ninjahood with that response ban. I mean, there's so many things you can ban out right now. Some people are focusing on Stitch's ban just because Stitch is just so hard to play around if you're new to the game. You have great assassins like Zeratul, which guess what? Glaurung, well known for Zeratul.
Yeah.
A very specific target ban, but in that process, they let Rhaegar through. Rhaegar is so good right now, especially in the hands of Iacona, one of the better supports here in North America.
Yeah. I mean, Cog have, with Faye as a Kael'thas player, a lot of times we're prioritizing having Kael'thas as the first pick. So it just goes to show how powerful that new Rhaegar is, to pick that over getting KT and making sure that they have that. I've been watching Iacona and some of their scrims play Rhaegar, and whereas with a lot of other supports, we see that shield build just constantly, he's willing to mix and match some of the talents depending on what his composition is and what composition they're up against. Now Ninjahood, now they're going to pick up Kael'thas and Thrall, two very strong damage dealers, and two, especially Thrall, that we've seen as comfort for them.
Next two picks coming out for Cognitive. We'll see if they want to lock in that melee assassin before the mid-tier bans. I mean, Glaurung is a player that has been just known to be banned against. People do target bans versus him all the time. We see constant Zeratul bans, Thrall bans, Sonya bans, just to take the heroes away from him, just because he is so aggressive, so in your face on these warriors. Now Cognitive hovering that Muradino Cappuccino.
I think I know what you're talking about with Throwback now.
Shh.
Okay. Muradin's going to be the pickup here. They have one more pick before we'll move in to the second round of bans and Ninjahood's next two picks. what are they going to grab? They have support, they have their warrior, likely some sort of damage dealer here. But what will it be? The hover is Jaina.
Yeah, Jaina, great hero here. Mid-tier bands Ninjahood. What are they going to take out? I mean, there's still a lot of great aggressive heroes on the table. Zoia, despite the nerfs, is still a very good melee assassin to try, or warrior rather, bruiser that can be denied from Glaurung. Tyrande is still available. Tyrande would fit very well with just this composition, even ignoring the fact that it's cognitive. Tyrande would fit very well with Muradin and Jaina. That's so much damage that Hunter's Mark would secure a kill every single time. So we'll to see if that's what they're going to end up wanting to ban. They're hovering Rainer right now. I mean, he's just a good solid damage. Also very aggressive. Also has a lot of burst as well. So potentially wanting to deny that.
The nice thing for Ninjahood, at least, is with Cognitive being a team that is more well-known and has been competing for a long time, they at least can have done a little bit of research. But Ninjahood, I think we saw that they've been doing some stuff in Chair League, but still fairly new. So they do have at least the jump on maybe being able to surprise their opponents a little bit with their play. But Rainer is going to be the choice of ban. Cognitive hovering Tyrande and is going to take her out, not wanting to add more of stuns available already to the stuns and roots that Ninjahood have. Once again, we're seeing Ninjahood go for a very chain CC heavy composition.
Yeah, they played very well to that too. So wouldn't be surprised. I mean, we've already seen them hover both Uther and ETC. I think both of those would be fantastic pickups here. I mean, ETC, one of the better warriors in the current meta. Great lockdown, great CC. Zagara, great on this map. That denies one of the two best solo laners in this game from Cognitive, both Zagara and Thrall.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see. And there's that Zagara. Who are they going to lock in? Is it going to be the support or their tank, though?
They were looking at ETC, and we've seen that pick up before. But they also generally have that safe, either that or a support, because Cognitive have picked those up. So it's really what they want to have as their flex, depending on what Cog picks as this. And a lot of times that's the support, being able to flex that depending on what they need, what they're going to have to deal with from their opponents. And that is what Ninjahood are going to go with.
Well, last two picks here for Cognitive. Let's see what they want to lock in here on Sky Temple, one of the bigger maps in the map pool. They still have a lot of great damage available. And when we talk about Greymane and Lunara, Hyper Bet, is it back? Is it time? It is. It looks like it might actually be time, guys. Talked about Glaurung bans before, and we talked about Sky Temple being a big map. There it is. Illidan Abathur with the return. We saw its last real appearance was at the North American Regionals, where Cognitive last year busted it out in a tournament. They had the Abathur that was played by Psylocke, Glaurung playing the Illidan, and that was the first original return of Brightwing played by Iacona. It came out of nowhere with the shield build. That was the first real appearance of it, and we're finally seeing Illidan Abathur picked up again. You have the Jaina for the Abathur clubs. I mean, for a Cognitive trap.
Yeah.
I even talked about it on both Town Hall and your show. With the buffs to Abathur, the buffs to Illidan, they had to have come back. With the buffs to Rhaegar, those three are the perfect trio.
Yeah, Rhaegar was the pick for them. For the Illidan Abathur composition. And they have Faye, who is an amazing Abathur player, was the Abathur player from Murloc Geniuses before. And you mentioned the Rising Storm talent in the last game. Imagine a hero that you can't get away from. The Rising Storm, the damage increases every time it hits a hero. You can't get away from Illidan, and that's going to continue to hit. It can max up to 200% extra damage from that shield. That's terrifying.
If you were to be like Zoia, if you were to say what is the #1 composition you would never, ever, 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 ever let Cognitive get, it would be this draft right here. This is so Cognitive. It's insane. This is such a hyper-aggressive Glaurung type play style, and we've seen in the past when they played a Glaurung streams. When they played a Glaurung strengths, with the buffs to Abathur, Illidan, and Rhaegar, this is just those were always the perfect heroes, Abathur and Rhaegar, to the Illidan composition. And I mean, but we can't just not look at Ninjahood's composition, because Kael'thas, Thrall, Zagara, ETC, Uther, they got a almost perfect draft for them as well.
Yeah. I'm really pumped, guys. This is going to be amazing. I wonder if we're going to see the old school Abathur build or if it will be the mine build.
I'm curious too. Will it be
Adrenal overload.
the attack speed
Yeah.
Illidan, or will it be the mind build? That's a really good question to ask. Glaurung has admitted to me that they have practiced this a few times versus Cloud9 in scrims, and they say it's good. This is something I speculated at, that, with the buffs to the heroes. I mean, even Illidan's buff, what a lot of people were like, it's not going to do that too much, but you buff the heroes that complement him well, and then you put it in Glaurung's hands. This is going to be a scary clap. Now, I'm curious as to who is playing the Abathur here. As Costin Luck and... It is Faye? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's true, because usually Faye does play the Jaina, but they do switch that out depending, and Cawthon can play a very capable Jaina. I think they play slightly different builds.
Yeah, Faye's like 100% always Ring of Frost, guys. But we're loading into game number 1 here of this best of 3 series. It's back. Abathur Illidan. Will it be as powerful as it was before, or will it be crushed by this hyper standard and really well drafted composition from Ninjahood? Yeah,
Cognitive did give up a lot in order to secure this, and they are really, I mean, they've got the double Jaina, but they focused a lot on the Illidan to be able to make this work. And because of that, we have Maw, Sundering, Mosh Pit, Divine Shield, so many very strong things, Chain Bomb on the side of Ninjahood. And I just right off the bat, I'm wondering, what do they do about Mosh Pit? But we'll have to see, as here we are into the game, and we have Ninjahood in blue with Magix playing Kael'thas, Snagananis playing UTC, Chiana playing Thrall, PLK36 on Uther, and finally playing Zagara will be Playa.
And on the right-hand side of the map, in the red trunks, it's going to be Cognitive, Iacona on Rhaegar, Caterpillar on Murden, Glaurung on Illidan, Cawthon Luck playing Jaina, and rounding out the team, it will be Faye herself playing the Abathur.
The slug.
Look at those spins. Look at those spins from Faye.
So on point.
Showing that StarCraft micro. Spinning so fast. But guys, we do have the contention going down here for the Watchtower. Cognitive is moving into it. It looks like Ninjahood is willing to not contest it, just give it up and look for potential gank in the mid lane now. We talked about it in the draft. The two best solo laners in the game are on the top team of Ninjahood. You got Thrall and Zagara, so that top lane should be secured, as well as that bottom lane pretty easily. I mean, this is still a very powerful comp. I know we're hyping up the Illidan Abathur just because it hasn't been seen in so long, but this is a scary, terrifying lockdown composition. You got the Uther Stuns, Kael'thas Gravity Laps, the ETC Power Line, and the Roots from Thralls. Not even looking at Heroics, there are 4 CCs right there that are just really, really powerful. Oh, but Playa, he has to be safe here. Glaurung going in on top of him here, gets the evasion off, making Illidan able to avoid those tower shots, just doing a little bit of light damage. But this is going to be a fun game, Gilly.
It is. And to answer a little bit of your question, or our question so far as to the Abathur build, it's not going to be pressurized glands. So we at least don't have the range increase as well as the cooldown reduction for Spike Burst, which later on...
Oh, Iacona in the top lane getting body blocked. His roots are there. Is this going to be an early first blood onto Cognitive? Iacona's getting blocked. Can he get away? He mounts up. Will he get down? The stun from Caterpillar is there, and they're turning this around on the PLK. He's slowed by Cawthon Luck. Iacona lives, and they secure themselves first blood.
Dang, first blood just as the temples are about to spawn. Now we don't have pressurized glands. It will be survival instincts, so still at least initially focusing on having those stronger locus, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they can't still go into adrenal overload as well as soma transference. They just won't have the cooldown reduction on that. Now with the first temples spawning, it looks like for now we're going to be trading them out, both pretty even in terms of how many shots have been taken away too.
Yeah, right now we'll just see what Cognitive want to do. Iacona is bullying Snag onto him. He gets hit by the power slide, but here comes Glaurung coming up with Cawthon Luck. They're going on to ETC, uses the knockback. He's trying to get deep on there. The Earth Shield has been used on Glau. The root comes down to disengage, and that's going to keep Snag alive for now, but Magix China looking like they want to re-engage. They're going on to the point. Glaurung has to be careful, does end up avoiding the power slide there. Will he be willing to re-engage? It's so early on that, Glaurung is still very weak, or easy to kill until he gets some of those later on defensive talents here, but it looks like the last shot should be forced here. Snag gets the power slider. Cawthon Luck looking for the slow. Murder comes in for the dwarf toss, does not end up connecting it with the ETC. No kill secured on either end, but Cognitive has secured themselves a 1-level lead.
And for Ninjahood, they had to play a little bit less, a little bit more passive because of the fact that they had to keep Playa in the bottom because Faye was also getting that passive soak there as well. So the soak going out a little bit in favor of Cognitive, as well as the fact that they were able to pick up a few more of the shots and get that kill means they've got a level lead now, and they're starting to work on the bruisers pretty early on. Not they maybe will still leave this cap. No, they're going to cap it early and maybe try to get the push in, make them have to clear it so they can get the better positioning around the bottom temple once it spawns.
I know Illidan's new to the competitive scene. For a lot of the newer players here, level 4, he gets Immolation. This is one of the talents that allows Illidan to suddenly have a presence both in lane and in mercenary camps. You know, a lot of people think that Illidan is basically dead weight in lane until level 4. You'll often see him in a solo or in a trio lane until he gets level 4, and then he'll see him rotate to a solo lane on a map like Cursed Hollow. So really going to help Glaurung out, not only solo those camps with the Abathur hat, but just allow him to have a laning presence. Whoa, no way.
Okay.
This is so greed. Let's see if it goes unscouted. They're doing the Giants, so they know Playa is over there. The boss is at half HP. Him and Koth and Luck are doing a great job. And the mines are positioned so well from Faye. So they will know, advance in time, that this is going down. Murden goes onto the point as well. Rhaegar's still soaking top. Abathur soaking both mid and bottom right now. And this looks like it's going to go uncontested with no creep spread here. A 4-minute boss is going to be picked up here by Cognitive.
Well, nobody was in lane. I'm so surprised they didn't realize this. But yeah, that's going to be the boss way early on. And that's the power of the fact that you do have that immolation and cancer to solo the camps. They obviously not the boss at this point, but the fact that they can rotate in and still have the symbiote while soaking the lanes too. They keeping Rhaegar up in the top and having Abathur there in the mid. And this boss is going to push in the bottom, which is exactly where the second temple phase is, which means they're going to get a lot of damage done to these structures. If they can win the team fight from there, they'll be able to pick up the temple and get the first fort of the game off of it.
This is a huge play coming from Cognitive, and they're maintaining the 3-lane soak as Iacona is still up in the top lane, dealing with the bruisers that are pushing in that lane. Boss is already about to go down, but with how much damage it did to that front wall, this will secure the first fort of the game here for Cognitive, as Glaurung is on that point. At level 7, he does pick up first aid. For that extra defensiveness he is, you know, with the loss of the invulnerability frames he used to have, he can be blown up very easily, so the extra survivability helps out quite a bit.
By the way, Abathur did get Adrenal Overload at level 4, so that's increasing his attack speed every time she puts the symbiote on Illidan, and it's huge. Magic's now taking a bunch of damage. That great Blizzard connects. Snowstorm increases the radius of it and ensures a kill onto Kael'thas. Glaurung continuing to chase down, pushing everybody back. They're trying to take him out, but having a horrible time doing so, and now with level 10, that fort getting picked up, will have heroic abilities for Cognitive Gaming.
It's an interesting thing I want to note in these last two fights, the evolution of Glaurung as a player. You know, in the past, he used to be known as a player who would be way too aggressive and overextend, but we're almost seeing him play a more safe style, not only in that top fight at the top shrine, but in that bottom lane. You know, he got the kill on Magix, and old Glaurung would have dived you know, under the fort and gone for more kills, but he's definitely playing a more safe side. But here's the aggression we were talking about. Glaurung going deep on the player. Cottonlook rotates up. That's going to be another kill, 3 kills to 0, as Zagara does end up going down.
And they're going to work on taking out this final fort on the side of Ninjahood, who still doesn't have heroic abilities. POK in a horrible position, gets caught out, and will pay for it with his life.
Of course they would
Double
clone
Rhaegar.
Of course they would clone Rhaegar. That's how good of a hero he is. They're going to be doing damage to this front wall here. That's all 3 forts already down, Gilly. 4-level lead right now for Cognitive, and we talked about them. We've been hyping them up all day. They had a close set versus Cloud9, your world champions, and they are just playing out of their minds so good right now.
They're playing amazingly. By the way, their heroic abilities they picked up were Ultimate Evolution, Summon Water Elemental, Ancestral Healing, Metamorphosis, and Avatar. And I wanted to point out that we do have a Mule on the side of Cognitive too, as Abathur's picked that up, going for more of a hybrid build. Obviously because he wanted to get the Adrenal Overload at level 4, so they also have the ability to heal up their structures, and because of that, man, they've got all of their forts still left, whereas all of them have been taken out on the side of Ninjahood.
And a slight moment where they'll have a 3-level or 2-talent advantage, Gilly, as they do have 13 before Ninjahood gets that level 10. That's a pretty big advantage. I mean, this is a great tier for all of these heroes. 6th Sense allows, again, another defensive talent for Glaurung there, reduces ability damage as well when he uses the evasion by 50%. I mean, you get the Earth Shield. That's really another talent that just helps out Glaurung even more with that 15% shield. And then we're going to be seeing Icy Veins on Koth and Luck going for a more aggressive play here. here. Really interesting pickup there, as this is a super heavy lockdown composition coming out from Ninjahood, so Cawthon Lux's positioning is going to have to be on point.
So we don't have the Soma Transference. It is going to be Bombard Strain, so still focusing on the Locust here in the later level. And I love the new coloring too. It makes it a lot easier for us to be able to tell the difference between the abilities, the talents that are for the same ability on the tier. I love that new pickup from this patch.
Yeah, it's really, really great. No longer have to ask it, which one is it?
Yeah,
we know right.
Like with Numbing Blast and Northern Exposure, oh my gosh, it's so nice.
Yeah. Really great change here. Looks like they want to force this fight despite being down 4 levels and down a talent here. And they do end up pushing Cognitive off the point, as they did not have their Illidan with them. But bottom shrine, most of the shots have been taken by Glaurung. He's going to be able to clean this up. And I don't know if that'll actually be enough damage to get that keep. With the Siege Giants, that might be enough. In the mid lane, they're forcing the fight. They get the stun onto Zagara. But there's a big 4-man mosh pit. Avatar clones being used as well. But there's just no damage. Kael'thas is not here. A big Mog to follow up there. But Playa is in a really scary spot. Will Caterpillar be able to get the chase? Snag is getting stunned by the Stormbolt. Faye doing a lot of damage with that Rhaegar clone. Root comes out, but it's going to be able to disengage for his team. Maybe if Kael'thas had 13 and Chain Bomb, but China actually getting very low, they might have been able to win that fight there, but, as it was, no follow-up for that awesome mosh pit. They couldn't really do anything.
Yeah, unfortunately, Kael'thas had already left, and they also just don't have Chain Bomb, which is the really big thing that they need to get for him to really start be able to fight back. But for now, Cognitive in complete control of this game, going to start working again on a boss, and once again almost with a double level lead as they're looking at picking up level 16. Abathur this whole time has just been soaking through all of the temple phases, and that's made it very difficult because even though, they were able to get some of the shots from a temple, even just trading...
Almost got onto the point, but not in time. The boss goes over the Cognitive. A big blizzard goes out, I think 3 members, and everyone on the end of Ninjahood is going down. Kael'thas is in the Divine Shield. Uther and Izagara are already dead. Kael'thas is going to fall. Glaurung with the chase, trying to get in range for the body block. A nice double stun coming out from Caterpillar. Snag is getting very low himself. That's going to be the death of every member of Ninjahood. With the keep exposed and a boss, this could be game.
Yeah, they've already taken out so much of this keep. We'll be able to work on that, start to move around. The respawn timers are pretty low for Ninjahood, so they are going to have people up to defend, but still with 2 talent advantage, they're ready to work on this core. The boss is completely healthy. Glaurung, Illidan can be so difficult to deal with in this situation too because of the fact that he can flip over the core just like that, and it's not even going to be possible to defend it. GG, Cognitive wins game number 1.
Just disgustingly destructive play coming out from Cognitive. I mean, they played the map perfectly. That early boss steal, abusing the Abathur soak, the early kills. I mean, they, abusing Illidan in the shrines because he has the auto attacks that heal himself, so he's able to sustain himself completely. I mean, Cognitive played this game close to perfect. That was just beautifully executed.
I think it was perfect. No deaths.
Yeah, no deaths. I mean, they just... It's funny to see Faye using Abathur clones on Rhaegar, but outside of that, I mean... It just looked like, once Ninjahood lost that initial lead they had, the initial momentum, they just went full of, scaredy cat mode. They were afraid to aggress. They finally decided to make a fight happen in that mid-shrine, but, when it's a 4-level lead and you don't have Kael'thas with you, it's going to be hard to win that. I
mean, yeah, what do you do? When you're that far behind in experience, you're scared to go out in the lane because you get caught out. It's horrible. It's horrifying. There's just nothing really to do but try to get caught back up and hope that they make a mistake, but that was not what Cog was doing.
Yeah, I mean, Gilly, it was a really fun game to watch. We were both at North American Regionals, and I remember when Cognitive busted out the Illidan Abathur Rhaegar, or excuse me, Brightwing play. That audience was cheering. I mean, it's a very fun play style to watch, so it's really exciting to see that it is Glaurung and Cognitive who is bringing it back to us. But guys, that's going to be game number 1. We're going to go ahead and go to a quick commercial break. When we get back, we'll have game number 2 of Cognitive versus Ninjahood. Stay tuned.
Quick break, guys. These teams are ready to go. We have a draft almost ready to start, and it will be on Infernal Shrines this time.
Yep. But before we go into the draft, I want to do a quick bracket update for
Okay.
the stream. It looks like Team Blaze is going against Hauses. If they move on, they'll play T-Dot Goons. That's a team with a Ragi on it. It's got Matre, Mittens, I believe, a few of the up-and-coming North American players. Ragi's been around for a while playing for SK and whatnot. Gale Force Esports is still waiting to play their opponent. We got Panda Global going up against Team Nam, and then Tempestorm versus RFS Gaming. The two of those that move on will play each other, so more than likely we'll be seeing Tempestorm versus Panda Global in that round. On the bottom side of the bracket, things are going a bit slower though, Gilly. Two Arcats moved on to the round of 16. We've got King of Blades Alpha as well as Ascension Zenith joining them there. But everything seems a bit slower there. We do have the winner of the round that will play the winner of this set matchup, which will be Cynic's Reverse.
A team we got to cast, actually.
We got the cast last week. It's a Hyperion's team. You got Style on it, Jay Kurps, a team we cast last week. So it's cool to get to see them again, potentially. The winner of this will play them. So,
did they play? I have written down that they played Murky. Is that right? Maybe not.
I don't remember casting Murky last week.
I don't remember that
a lot of
either.
weird heroes.
I'm wondering if maybe it showed up initially, but that would be cool to have that. I know in the chat people were clamoring for a Murky. Maybe we'll get that. But we got an Illidan, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I'm wondering what Cog will pull out for Infernal Shrines.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Infernal Shrines, a bit different than Sky Temple, where it's more siege focused, pushing oriented. But you can brawl over these points, but you need a good wave clear on this map. We'll see if it'll work on this map.
Yeah, it's all about clearing the shrines. Either having the really good wave clear, the really good poke, Kael'thas being highly in contention because of his flame strikes. You can do that pretty safely throughout the big flame strikes and be able to steal some of the monsters away from the other team, or have a team who's great at brawling and able to just take out the other team and then come back and be able to finish off the shrine. Tends to be the two different things that are prioritized here when it comes to compositions on Infernal Shrines. We have Cognitive ready, and there goes Ninjahood hopping over to the draft for game number 2, and it will be Ninjahood this time with first pick, first ban.
See what they want to go ahead and deny. I mean, we saw that Zeratul ban. Still a great hero. I mean, he is in a fantastic place with the cleave buff. We're seeing cleave on the rise. Allows for more aggressive play. With the changes to Illidan, I mean, this is like Glaurong's favorite patch, I bet. all of the heroes he's good at are contestable here. So Ninjahood with that first pick, first ban. Wouldn't be surprised if it was either targeted at Abathur, Illidan, or Zeratul. But no, they're going to go ahead and deny the Kael'thas.
Yeah, I mean, Faye is a really fantastic Kael'thas player, and I was just talking about how he is pretty safe at being able to pick at the monsters on the shrine, so it makes sense to take him out, but that does leave the potential for one of those two melee assassins, and especially the Zeratul. There's this battleground's like interesting when it comes to vision, and there are a lot of vents where you can kind of hide in as Zeratul and check out if your opponents are stealing or taking a mercenary camp, and then you guys can come in and invade, and it's pretty easy to do so. But it's going to be Tyrande taken out on the side of Cognitive.
Yeah, just wanting to deny the stuns. I mean, Tyrando's both great versus Illidan and Zeratul. Rhaegar going to be picked up here by Ninjahood, denying it from Cognitive. I mean, we saw the power of Rhaegar in Game 1. Just the massive heals, great play. Cognitive's going to go ahead and lock in Jaina Zagara. Zagara, great laner on this map. Jaina, great for the wave clear on the shrines. So pretty normal pickups there.
Thrall and Falstad, two picks that we've seen from Ninjahood before, going to be the choices. And Falstad would be really nice to be able to just sit in a lane for as long as possible and then fly in for the shrines if he's needed. It's really important to be ahead on this battleground when it comes to experience. If you do that, then you're pretty much guaranteed the shrines, unless you can get somehow like picked off, pulled out of position. And so having that ability, that split soak for as long as possible, is a nice pickup for Ninjahood.
Well, first mid-tier ban coming out for Cognitive. Let's see what they want to deny. I mean, potentially banning out a warrior wouldn't be too bad here, or a damage that they are more afraid to play against. Still no Lorna Greymane. Oh, Europe is so lucky.
I know. They had a lot of Greymane yesterday.
They had a lot of everything yesterday. Europe and today in the round of fours, Sandwich Monkeys drafted Cho'Gall. So
Oh yeah, they were playing it, and then My Insanity played it as well.
yeah, so
The
Europe.
dream.
The dream is Europe right now because they do whatever they want. Ninjahood going to be banning out that Zeratul, denying it from Glaurung. It looks like it is very unlikely that there will be an Abathur Illidan picked up here.
Yeah.
Oh, I just messaged Glau baby to I want my Glau on Statches. And I think we're gonna get it.
Yep.
With Leoric, I think we're gonna get it. Yay! It's Glaurung Stitches.
Yeah. Hook into Entomb is scary. And also, I love that we have the double warrior. Saw them run this a couple times in scrims too, and Glaurung playing the Stitches is really fun. We had an interesting Stitches, or I saw an interesting Stitches build yesterday. I doubt that we see this year. I haven't seen it at all in NA, but it was focusing on his trait, Vile Gas, and then they paired it with Lunara, and they had Putrid Bile. So, of course, she does more damage with unfair advantage to slowed targets, so Putrid Bile really helped with that. But then on top of it was just like this poisoning composition because he was focusing on his trait, and she, of course, has Nature's Toxin. It was kind of cool to see.
Oh, Cognitive, swapping up their position in the lobby so you don't have to change the overweight, Gilly.
Oh, I love you guys. Thank you.
Respect towards the casters, man. How nice, guys. Looking at this draft here, Joanna's going to be locked in. One more damage is needed for Ninjahood. They could go the double warrior route. That's not so bad versus this composition. If you get like a Joanna and a Muradin in your front line, hooks become less valuable, especially when, the positioning from Joanna and Muradin is very good.
Yeah.
The one thing that they would be lacking on that is really good wave clear on the Infernal Shrines.
Right. But they have Johanna.
Yeah, Kaden's still very good at clearing it out. So that is a good point, Gilly. You're bringing that up. And, of course, Rhaegar with the Earth Shield as well can clear it out pretty well. So they wouldn't be too bad off. We're curious to see if the damage is there. I definitely think it is with Thrall Falstad, especially since it's double warrior versus double warrior. But I really think like a Muradin would be great pickup here as just to help block the hooks. We'll have to see what that last pick's going to be. And it is... That can't be real.
What?
That can't be real. 0%.
I'm going to message them and make sure that's right. Meanwhile, looking at heroes that we have in terms of hooks, we do have Falstad with Barrel Roll who can get away. Johanna has Iron Skin. Not the best if Entomb comes down over her, but she still at least has that survivability maybe until she can run away. Rhaegar will be in Ghost Wolf. Thrall could be an issue, although he at 10 will have Sundering, could potentially use that as a disengage, although you never really want to have that. But the big deal is that they will have the Mighty Gust and the potential to disengage for the team from that. Looking at what Cognitive have, we need
that's
support.
Not real.
Okay.
They said the draft was frozen. So it's not an Artanis last pick. Cognitive thinking on their last pick as well. It looks like that it will be the Karazim locked in on the draft. He says that it is a Tassadar pickup. So that's also a decent pickup for Stitches as long as the follow-up CC is not there, which there is no follow-up CC. There is no extra stuns outside of the Stitches hook. I'm going to ask is Kara real? Then?
Yeah, because they were...
Karazim made sense if it was double warrior frontline. Mm-hmm. Okay, so they do confirm that the Karazim is real.
Okay. So yeah, Tass will be really nice with Dimensional Shift. Yet another escape from hooks. And you mentioned it. There isn't, a Kale Toss to throw out a Gravity Lapse after the hook. Or an Uther there with a Hammer of Justice. Any sort of damage or any sort of stuns. But they do have the potential of Entomb if they go that route. And that's 4 seconds where they won't be able to get out of that. And... that could be pretty nice versus the composition. A Barrel Roll can get out of it, but otherwise it's hoping you can run away.
Yeah. So those are compositions. It's not that bad for either team. In Europe we see a large focus on Tassadar, mainly in the solo support position. I personally am not a fan of it from the scrims I've seen, from the games I've cast. I don't like Tassadar neither in the solo support or in the damage role. I feel that he's like too much support and not enough damage, but not enough support to survive in a solo support role. I'll have to see if it works out here. I mean, the Taskforce shields could be what saves people from the Stitches Stick. I mean, we talked about it before. There's no follow up for the hook, so if someone gets caught, outside of maybe in a tomb, right? If someone gets caught with a hook, they can try running away,
Yeah.
and the Task shields could be enough to keep them alive there.
They do have at least slows from Jaina. Later on, potentially we could see Numbing Blast, try to root them out of that, but that's a long time away. Level 16 is an eternity in the game.
Yeah.
So we will be on Infernal Shrines, guys. Cognitive is up 1-0 in this best of 3. I'm going to hop back to cams for a bit while we get this lobby set up. Just waiting for a few more players to join. And don't worry, guys. Faye said that she did have time to finish a cold pancake. So
Nice!
I'm glad. I was a little bit concerned about that.
I wish I had pancakes. I had SpaghettiOs for breakfast.
You have SpaghettiOs
A lot.
a lot. I had a breakfast taco. It was delicious.
It's not as good as SpaghettiOs, though.
That's pretty good.
Gillyweed and I are in the process of trying to figure out how we can make a fast food SpaghettiOs restaurant
We are
work.
not in the process of this at all.
We're potentially having a meeting with Starbucks soon as well to sell SpaghettiOs through
I don't
them.
understand why Starbucks is his choice of restaurant for this, by the way. Starbucks for
This is
SpaghettiOs.
not only a conversation we have had in the past.
We have
by
had
the
it,
way,
but it's mostly
Yeah.
been on his side.
but B, Starbucks makes sense because when do you eat SpaghettiOs? For breakfast. When do you have coffee? For breakfast. They go hand in hand. Thank you. Thank you. This is a patent idea, so you cannot steal it.
It's also not true. Please feel free to steal it, in fact, so
I am
that
going to make
I don't have to
millions
deal
of
with this.
dollars. Gilly and I are going into as partners, and when we make our millions of dollars, we're going to invest it into Heroes Esports. So,
That would be
she's
true.
very negative about this idea, but when we're millionaires off of Starbucks SpaghettiOs, we'll see who's laughing then, JC.
It's not my name. It's
Gillyweed.
Gillyweed.
Excuse me. Who's JC?
Well, putting that idea aside for now, maybe to reprise at a later date, we have one member of Ninjahood having some issues with getting into the game, but we will be there soon. Meanwhile, I'm going to just let you guys see this amazing Space Lord Leoric. Yes.
What? You point out the Space Lord Leoric over Faye?
That
how
Jaina is
awesome she
also
looks.
awesome. Yeah.
I love that skin.
And her
man.
abilities are...
Lunar Jaina looks so cool.
Yeah. Her abilities are really cool. Leoric is amazing. I was marveling yesterday when I saw him in a game how cool it is. I mean, obviously you don't want to die, but he looks really cool when he's in undying form.
Yeah, he does. I love the skins that Blizzard's starting to give us are just getting better and better.
Yeah.
I mean, there are very few skins that I don't like in this game, but the new ones are just, I have to buy them all, and Blizzard needs to stop that because it's
Rip
cutting
your
into
wallet.
my SpaghettiOs money.
Oh, I love Li Ming's Star Princess skin
Yeah.
too. With that mount, of course. Oh, it's so cute. Li Ming is fun. I played like 15 straight games of her yesterday. It's pretty addictive. I love just like everything in general, from the patch and Li Ming to the announcement of Dorm and that super hype video that was with it. Everything has just made me so excited about Heroes this week. I'm so ready for all of this to get underway. And it already is underway, but even more so.
It's a good year to be into Heroes, guys. I mean, with the NA Spring Championship at the end of the month, I believe it's February 27th and 28th. The EU Spring Championship, which is March 3rd through 5th. And then you've got, of course, those feeding into the World Championship, which is even better.
And that, I believe, is April 1st through 3rd.
Yes, and in Seoul, Korea. I mean, and you've got the other regionals going on. Like I said earlier today, the Australia-New Zealand qualifier has their top four. That are being determined. We already have our two from China. Looks like we're going to be getting into the game very soon. Those Korean qualifiers are still going on. I mean, there's still so much Heroes action. It's hard to keep up with. I mean, you really have to be you really be like almost full-time Heroes to be able to watch it all.
Yeah. And even then, it can be very tough. But it's really exciting. I loved watching the European qualifiers yesterday. There was some craziness that went on. PLK says, thanks for being patient. And Faye was, once again talking about how it was nice to finish her pancake. So that's just an update on lobby chat for you guys. But PLK does say that the player who is not there is restarting Heroes now. So we should be in very soon. Oh my gosh, chocolate chip pancakes.
There's no way. Who has time to make chocolate chip pancakes? Who has time to make pancakes? Who has time to cook?
You cook SpaghettiOs.
No, I eat them cold out of the can.
No, you don't.
Okay, you're right.
Hey, did you see the new icon art for the heroes that got it? Like Arthas and Anub and Murky.
Murky, yeah.
Did you see Living the Dream? It is hilarious.
No, I can look at it though.
It's on here. Yeah, well, you can look at it in game, or they have it updated on Heroes Fire at least. But it's his egg, and he's got like sunglasses on and a disco ball behind him.
Well, the new pufferfish is the only talent that should ever be talked about.
Well, the new pufferfish is hilarious. It makes like the saddest face I've ever seen. But
talents, living the dream.
Living the Dream is hilarious.
That is funny.
It's so good.
That is a cute talent.
I freaked out when I was studying his talent this week. It's so good.
All the new icons just crack me up.
Yep. Gazlos are funny. I like Diablos. I think probably the prettiest, in my opinion, are new Barracks. They're really nice.
Pretty?
Yeah, in terms of like how pretty the art is.
I miss the new Brack. He's a fun warrior.
I miss him too.
One day.
There we go! Everybody, I need some applause.
He's in the lobby.
Need some some waffles in chat.
Raise your waffles. He's back. Uh-oh, comms broke.
Oh. Settle. Caterpillar has asked for you to settle down.
Guys, we're just about to get into this game. Hopefully.
Glaurung knows you so well. Faye says Zoya likes his coffee, and Glaurung says milk.
Well, people have to keep in mind is that I used to not only be a semi-coach for Glorious Gaming, that was Glaurung's old team, but I used to manage and live with Glaurung for a period of time. So, and we still hang out at all the LAN events we go to. So, Glau and I are pretty good friends. He knows my love of milk. Despite
now the world knows of your love of milk.
Now the world knows my love of milk. I think most people knew that already. I talk about milk all the time.
He does.
Casters are ready. The teams seem to be ready.
Go. Geo. We can do it.
That's
the countdown! We did it, guys! I'm switching over so you can see these lovely skins and the load screen instead of our faces. Don't forget, this is a best of 3. Cognitive are up 1-0 after a scary game on Sky Temple featuring Illidan, Abathur, and Rhaegar once again. And here the load screen goes. What are you laughing at?
Twitch chat.
We love you, chat. Tweet your friends. Tweet heroes using the hashtag HGC and tell us how excited you are for these games. We will be following this side of the bracket all the way through today.
Yep.
So get your friends in here.
Just now getting loaded in, man. Yes. Cognitive Gaming. Glaurung was one of the original feared Stitches. It has been so long because he did primarily swap to the melee assassin role that we've seen him on Stitches. Even in games that Stitches has been drafted, most of the time he would still be on a melee assassin. But this game we are seeing Glaurung back on that Stitches. We have really good compositions from both teams. We'll have to see who can come out on top. But here on the right-hand side of the map, in the red trunks, it's going to be your team up 1-0. Cognitive Gaming. Iacona on Karazim, Faye on Jaina, Glaurung on Stitches. Cawthon Luck on Zagara, and Caterpillar playing Leoric, and Iacona ruins everything. Look how matched these guys are with their tints, their colors, and their mounts, and then there's Iacona, not on the Hearthstone mount. He is on the Cloud9 mount. You ruined everything, Iacona.
But he is supporting our 2015 World Champions. In the blue, though, we have Ninjahood with PLK playing Uther Playa on Tassadar. Magic's playing Falstad, Chiana playing Thrall, and finally, Johanna. And you did this to me on purpose. You introduced Cog, so I have to say this. It is Snaganagnays. It's different every game.
Well, we'll see how many times you can butcher it before this game is up.
What is happening?
What is happening? Caterpillar! What? No, oh, Tassadar, but wait, oh, it's bots. Oh.
Oh,
They picked the wrong hero. They have Uther instead of Rhaegar.
I see. So what happens now? We just wait until...
We just wait until the game ends. Yeah, Faye could have had 2 pancakes. That's game.
Could have ate 2 pancakes. The moral of the story is...
That's the saddest comment I've seen all day.
After all this time, we have the wrong hero, guys.
That actually depresses me. I am in a very sad mood for Faye right now.
I know.
That's such an unfair lifestyle. Like, you know, you got to look at it as like, you know, from the other end, like glass is, you know, half full, not half empty. I got to eat 1
Still got to
pancake.
eat.
I'm happy. Not that, you know, I could have eaten 2. Poor Faye.
All right, there's already a lobby. I'm joining it now. You can join off me. You're already in it. Never mind. Let's see if they're going to stay on the blue side. Round 3, fight. Whoa, yay.
No one in chat has noticed that they have Uther instead of Rhaegar yet, so.
Well, we didn't either. We were just like, yeah, it's
Well,
fine.
yeah.
The Lightbringer. I made it all the way to their well. There you go. There's a glass half full kind of thing. Cattle Wraith walked his way almost to victory.
Cattle's, you know, very positive person. Look at that skin. He looks glorious. Starting to get everyone in their heroes, hopefully. We get the right picks this time.
Hopefully. I haven't introduced the team. In my defense, though, it had been a long time since we'd actually done the draft. Sorry, PLK got butterflies. Oh, he's nervous. That's all right. Very soon, guys, we'll have game number 2 on Infernal Shrines. I think they did not switch the sides of the lobby that they are on.
Yay! Overlay things.
Start
Snag
getting that ready.
in Anna's. Snag in Anna's.
Oh, yeah. I can't, that's the person who is, I can't see. Dang it. I'm making you introduce them this time. Go, go, go.
Snaganenes.
Snaganenes? Can we just call this person Snag?
No. Every letter needs to be pronounced.
Snaganos.
Nope, nope.
Oh, my name is Shenanigans spelled backwards.
I'm going to keep calling you Snaganenes. Never mind.
Now I'm just going to say Shenanigans. Alright, am I switching these? I am switching these. Once again, guys, we are back on the loading screen of Doom.
We'll get this game going soon, guys. It's been a long wait, but we are just about to be there.
Yes!
Yes!
Shenanigans.
Nope, Snaganenes.
Okay, let's continue. Snaganenes.
We start calling them shenanigans. People who don't know it's shenanigans backwards, they're going to be confused. Like, who the hell are they talking about?
And shenanigans!
Nope, this is Snaganenes.
Just yelling shenanigans randomly. Shenanigans, shenanigans in the team fight. It'll be great. Anyway.
We're almost there.
Come on, PLK. I believe. Nice. Okay, once again, introducing the teams. In the blue, it's Cognitive. With Iacona playing Karzine.
Sorry, he messed up his mount again.
Koth and Luck playing Zagara. Caterpillar, B walking his way to victory as Leoric. Faye playing Jaina. And finally, Holiday Stitches, played by Glaurung.
Even Glaurung's upset about it, man. Get your mount right, Iacona. You ruined everything. On the right-hand side of the map, it's going to be Ninjahood. They had a fantastic set earlier today, but they're struggling versus the powerhouse in this Cognitive. Can they turn around? It's going to be Snaganenes on Joanna, Playa playing Tassadar, PLK36 on Rhaegar, China playing the Thrall yet again, and Magic's going to be on Falstad.
It's Chiana.
China.
All right, so looking for a potential early hook. Glaurung's looking for it.
Glaurung
We've got
is
Caterpillar right there for the slow, at least.
good positioning from Snaganenes right now, as they are looking for that hook. You know, you want to have Joanna at your front line, and Tassadar as well, probably. You know, for that to avoid the hooks on your squishy backlines. Everyone has a good way of getting out. Even Rhaegar, you know, with the ability to mount up instantly, can try and get away. The only person that doesn't have an escape is Thrall, but if you use Wind Fury, you can get the movement speed to kite away. So, this is an okay comp going up against the hooks.
Now the rotations are going to be started up earlier by Cognitive.
Oh.
There goes a hook onto PLK, but just as you mentioned, the ability to insta-mount up and the fact that they don't have any follow-up stuns. The rest of the team was right there too, so probably wouldn't have mounted in a First Blood. But like I said, Cognitive is getting the jump on those early mid-bot rotations. Meanwhile, they have Zagara up top, and Cawthon could be in a lot of trouble. No creep here for the movement speed bonus, but staying very safe up in the top and does move away just in the nick of time.
But this is something I'm going to be worried about. I mean, we saw the hook there from Glaurung, and without any follow-up, it's going to be tough to make it work. We have the rotations coming out from Cog as they rotate between mid and bottom, doing a great job of just making sure they soak the experience. And there's the first shrine of the game. It's going to spawn at the top of the map. We'll see how Cognitive wants to go for it. Right now, they're just going for a push here in the bottom lane, securing the fort. But a big flank coming out from the Ninjahood right now. Faye taking a lot of damage. She's trying to kite up. She's getting killed very quickly, though. She's going to be the first blood of this game. A great kill from Ninjahood.
Caterpillar's gonna Wraith walk away, does not have hardened bones just yet, so will be taking full damage every time he does so, but almost there, almost at level 4 as the Shrine getting ready to be activated by both teams. We have the top laners from both, the good solo laners up there at the top already, and both making sure they have level 4 before they start to move in toward this Shrine. It will be started, it's gonna be a frozen one, first started by Ninjahood.
We do see that level 4 is here for both teams. Cognitive is rotating up as 5. They have Jaina and Karazim on the way, but the 5 here are for Ninjahood. They're already in position. They do miss the Feral Spirit onto Glaurung. He is looking to push in this wave here. Good wave clear coming out from Tassadar. Right now the minion count is slightly in favor of Cog. Jaina is not rotating up though. She's pushing this bottom lane.
They want to try to get the split soak. They already know that they were working on, because they had Glaurung in a lot of trouble though. Is going to be able to move back just in time. Snaganene is getting very low, has a hook, goes down onto Rhaegar, and that will be a first kill on the side of Cognitive.
Yep, they're going for Snaganenez as well. He's going to go down. No, Iacona not able to secure that kill. Good shields coming out from Tassadar to keep him alive. But they were able to win that fight even without that Jaina there. I mean, that just shows you the power of the hook right now and how tanky the new Stitches is as well. He is so tough to kill. We see, even being focus fired and cut out of position just a little bit. Glaurung was able to get behind that wall and land that monstrous hook. And that's going to be the first shrine of the game. Going over to Cognitive, it's going to be a frozen Punisher here. Playa trying to get in here on the last second to try and force them off of it, but that is going to be it. That is going to be the first Punisher for Cog.
This is amazing shot calling by Cog too, to have Faye this entire time rotating between mid and bot, soaking both of those lanes, and she's gotten the push, both of the towers down in the bottom and minions pushing onto the fort. Pretty much in mid, they're all almost gone too, and she's going to continue to push those in, and that's afforded them a full level lead. Pair that with the towers that they're taking down while this Punisher gets cleared up by Ninjahood, and that's just furthering the fact that they have exposed all of the forts now, as well as been able to take out towers to get a significant level advantage.
Yep, about a level and a half lead right now as they're just about to hit level 8. Faye looking for a gank on the Snaganene as they get the slow. He hasn't popped Iron Skin just yet. Yeah, there it is. Glaurung not going to be in position for the hook just yet. Taking a look at level 7 towns as soon as they end up getting able to see what they're going to end up going for. I mean, I'm curious to see if Rhaegar will still go cleanse, despite there not being much lockdown on the end of Cognitive. You can pre-cleanse hooks now. It's not ideal because it is a very long cooldown, but you do have that option.
Paralyzing Rage, the pickup for Leoric, and I love that because they know that they don't have a lot in terms of being able to hook or do anything off of a hook. They increased slow from that now to 60%, might enable them to be able to pick up a kill where they wouldn't before. Also, I love the build that's coming out from Glaurung on Stitches, who's taking some damage but should be fine here. Just the fact that she's picked up Last Bite so far, and a lot of times they'll pair that with Indigestion at 13, which means that every time you're using Devour, you get these Retchlings that come out, and they could really help you in effectively clearing out the shrines, which would be ideal for them now.
Magic's getting very low in the bottom lane. Nice shield from Tassar with that great rotation. Hook goes on the play. It does not end up hitting Falstad. Could have been the death of Magic's there. At level 7, it will not be Cleanse on Rhaegar. It's going to be Blood and Thunder. That's the reduced cooldown on Ghost Wolf attacks on 2 seconds, I believe, off of all your abilities. So really good pickup there coming out from Rhaegar. I mean, Cleanse is very questionable pickup here. It just depends on how you want to use it. If it was the old cooldown, I could see that. 30-second cooldown on a Cleanse with the invulnerability, that might work versus a Stitches, but with a 1-minute cooldown, it's a bit too much. But level 10 is here. It's going to be Putrid Bile. There's a big 7-side strike going down on Snaganines, and he is going to go down almost immediately, and it will be the Entomb, so there is a follow-up for the hook.
Yeah, I was just thinking how much I love the pickup on 7-sided strike because of the idea that they're going to be hooking somebody way out from the team, and then with the Entomb and 7-sided strike follow-up, they can take out anybody, and that was evidenced by the fact that they were able to take out Johanna, who is now just now starting to come back up and respawn. And on top of that, no heroic abilities yet for Ninjahood, so it's going to be, I don't know if they're going to be able to contest this shrine.
Yeah, we'll see if they're going to be able to pressure Cog off of it. They still got a full level to go. I don't know if they're going to be able to, Gilly. It's just such a long road to climb here. Glaurung leading the front line here, just making sure he's protecting his back line. Zagara still soaking. I mean, look at this creep spray from Koth and Luck. He is not getting ganked anytime soon. He's got full vision of this lane. Gonna know when people are coming up, except from down there. China does end up coming up, but this is going to be a nice win here for Cognitive. They almost have enough minions here, and that's an exposed fort too, so that could be the first fort going down as well.
Yep, and I like that they're keeping up the soak in all of the lanes. They know they don't need everybody here. It's not going to be contested as much from Ninjahood because they didn't have their heroic abilities yet, and they knew they'd get enough of an advantage that they could just have the warriors here, and especially Leoric because he does have skeletal swing and can hit a lot of minions at once. There goes the Entomb into a 7-sided strike. It does hit a couple of different people, so Johanna is not taken out, and Ancestral Heal will ensure that she's able to get away.
Yeah, that was 2 heroics used on the end of Cognitive, 3 used on the end of Ninjahood as this push is happening here. Ring of Frost, Maw, and Putrid Bile still available. And Glaurung going for the Putrid Bile flank. They're going to get the slow onto them. There's a Condemn used from Snaganines, and a big 3-man Maw in the backline, but do they have the follow-up for it? Jaina is in position. The Blizzard goes down. Ring of Frost connects with 2 members. That's going to be immediately Tassar and Falstad going down, and that's going to be the death of the first fort, as well as probably this front wall here. That's going to secure Cognitive level 13.
That was dirty. A hook comes out, and they have the body blocks already in place to make sure they also take out Thrall. Another kill for Cognitive, working on the towers in front of the first keep of the game.
That was a really good hook from Glaurung. I mean, they know the positioning on those. And another Tomb Side Strike goes down, and Snaganines is not going to live this time. We still had 25 seconds on Ancestral Healing. I believe the duration, the cooldown was increased by 10 seconds in the patch. So a little bit longer of a cooldown there. You know, still wouldn't have been up last patch, but that's going to be a very early 8.5-minute keep here for Cognitive.
Indigestion was the pickup for Stitches. Does mean that he foregoes Relentless, and there's some CC on the other side of the team, but being able to have those Retchlings for clearing out the shrines and doing more damage is so nice on Infernal Shrines. Still waiting on what we'll get from Karzim. It could be Relentless for him too, but there are some other options. Movement Speed too from Quicksilver. It's going to be Relentless picked up for him.
Yeah, there is a decent amount of lockdown. He wants to be able to make sure he can get out in time for the 7-sided strikes combos and to keep his team alive. Map's being painted blue right now by Cognitive as they're taking as many of the Merc camps as they can. They haven't gotten too aggressive, though, with the invades onto the Ninjahood side of the map, as they're just playing a little bit safer here. Cognitive about to hit level 15, having a almost 4-level lead right now, but looks like a collapse is happening on the Glaurung. He gets dismounted, and he's caught in this nook. Can second then is get in front of him. He does end up getting up there for the condemn. That's going to be in very early putrid bile pop right now. Glaurung taking some damage, play getting low in the backline. Everyone's clumped up, and a big 2-man Ring of Frost goes down. That's going to be immediately the death of Thrall and Rhaegar, and Tomb goes down on Magic. He doesn't have barrel roll up. 7-side strikes used to secure the kill on the Tasker. Magic's with the Gust, trying to keep himself alive. He's trading with Caterpillar as well as he can. That's going to be the death of Magic. Snaganin is trying to get away. Nice hook from Glaurung, though. No Iron Skin to try and get up away from right there. And a full wipe on the end of Cognitive.
The positioning for the Ring of Frost was gross in that nook to be able to secure the roots and the kills from that now. And they're going to push in. They've already got a minion push, mercenary push, in both mid and top. Stitches is heading up because he can secure that top shrine and start it off by himself because of that build that I was talking about. And they were able to get both of the towers in front of this bottom keep. That opens it up for a push later on should they get a bottom shrine and the immortal from that. But now look at this, 16 to 11, a 5-level lead for Cog.
I love the Wretchling build, by the way. Just seeing an army of Wretchlings here from Glaurung is
so
good. Much fun. That's going to be another shrine probably going over to Cognitive as they're pushing in this top lane with the Shaman camp, as well as they're going to have this Arcane Punisher. Now, it was in the patch a little bit. Still going to be a very big threat here, but they're trying to force a fight. Here comes a Gust coming in. They catch Faye, Icon, and Caterpillar in the corner. Sunring comes out. Can they make this happen? A good force wall catching them out as well. 7-side strikes used. Faye trying to get out. A big Maw combo into the Ring of Frost, and then Tomb does end up going down. That's going to be the death of Thrall first. Magix gets Kites back, and he's going to go down, and this is a destructive fight for Cognitive. They were able to somehow turn this around. Playa goes down. PLK is going to fall as well. They did not end up getting the Punisher as Glaurung rotated down as soon as the fight happened, but that could be game. Gilly 14 seconds on Thrall. They already have a keep down, so they don't even need to focus this one down. I guess they're just trying to get the minion wave onto the core. 8 seconds on Thrall. Gilly, are they going to go for it?
I don't know. They've got the minion wave. A lot of heroics were used, like big ones too. Ancestral was used. They don't have Sundering. They do have Mighty Gust, but once you use it, then I mean, you just walk right back. You just are slowed a little bit. They pick up the Punisher too, and yeah, they are going to try to go for this. With level 16, not even level 13 talents yet picked up for Ninjahood. I don't see how they could possibly defend this. There goes the Entomb into 7-sided strike again. Shields come in to keep Chiana alive, but it doesn't matter because all the damage really is being put down on the core. And even before the Punisher gets to core, it will be game. Cognitive with a 2-0 victory over Ninjahood.
Really destructive play coming out for Cognitive. I really want to highlight Playa's play of that game, though. He had some really good force walls that were pinning people against walls. Every time an Entomb went down, especially that Entomb at the end, it caught, I forgot who it caught, but he landed, caught Thrall, and he landed the force wall to where they couldn't get in range to Thrall, even inside the Entomb to kill him. So, Playa, really wanted to highlight his play, but that was a really good play from Cognitive. I mean, they really abused the map, they abused their composition, the great hooks through the walls coming out from the team as well. I mean, it was just a really well done game from Cognitive, showing why they're the favorites to qualify today.
So you wanted to highlight Playa's Playa?
All right, guys, we're going to a quick
I just have to do that to you sometimes. It's fine. We're going to go to a break, guys. It will be, let's do a bracket update before we do that, though.
Yeah, let me refresh that real quick.
Cognitive will be going up against Cynic's Reverse. As we mentioned, they were able to take out House Woundveer. And it was a murky game, by the way, that we saw Cynics throw out. So we could see something crazy in the next game. Let's see. OVO Gaming is taking on 2ARC in the same level of the bracket. Let's see. Resurgence has been able to continue into that level, as well as King of Blades Alpha. Panda Global has advanced over Team Nam, so they're waiting for the victor between Tempo Storm and RFS Gaming.
Which is going on right now. Tempo Storm's up 1-0, but RFS Gaming just got a pick onto Vala, so that might actually be a tied-up series there. So we'll have to see what happens in that set as well.
Well, with that, guys, we are going to take a break while we get ready for Cynic's Reverse versus Cognitive Gaming. Don't go anywhere. Don't forget to follow Esports Heroes. Tweet using that hashtag HGC and let us know how excited you are for all of this Heroes action this weekend. We'll see you guys soon.